Good afternoon, folks. I just got back from a 3-day trip, and my building plans had not included starting a vintage sports prototype racing car from the mid-1960s, at least not a few weeks ago. But somewhere around 2 weeks ago, a amazing video from a channel, Model Restorations, popped up on my feed, YouTube feed. I watched it. I immediately subscribed to the channel. And the fellow there just does a superb job of restoring vintage and old kits, mostly automobiles, cars, from what I could see. But this one grabbed my attention because the Ford GT was one of the dream cars of my youth, and IMC, the company which I think IMC stood for Industrial Motive Corp, and in the mid to late 60s, they issued a superb collection in 1/25th scale of various Ford racing cars or racing cars powered by Ford. And that was the sweet spot of when I was building just about everything I could get my hands on and my paper route money would finance and support. And sure enough, the small store where I bought my models, whoever was their distributor and supplying them was bringing in the IMC kits. And this was the first of their, I believe, the first of their Ford GT series, the Ford GT40 Mark I, a model of the 1964 car. And I believe this kit was issued just a year later. They being IMC, subsequently produced a beautiful Ford GT Mark II, the car that Ford actually won its first Le Mans race in 1966. They did a J car, which was a one-off car. Sadly, the car prototype in which Ken Miles was killed testing. They did the Ford GT40 Mark IV, which won the 67. And I'm not sure how long IMC continued to produce the cars before they sold the molds or the rights or whatever to somebody else. Eventually, Testors reissued some of these cars, I believe, in the mid-70s. But anyway, when I saw what the fellow on Model Restorations was doing, I went, I've got to get one of those. I had all of the four. I did not have the J car, but I had the other three. And I said, I've got to get one. Now, I was able to find these old ones, the original issue ones, all of them open boxes, as far as I could see. I'm not sure if there were any sealed boxes, but if they were, they probably would have been really pricey. So it was like, well, we're going to take a chance and see what's in there. Or I could have gotten a reissued one from Testors for a bit more money, but I said, nah, let's go back and get one of the originals. So let's see what I'm going to be dealing with. Obviously, there's no cellophane. As I recall, these boxes were clear sealed, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this one previously owned, and it was an exquisite kit. All of the IMC kits. They had lots of opening. The front deck, the back deck, the front opened up, the doors opened up, and you generally had engine options with the cars. So let's see what we've got. I'm excited to try this, and I'm wondering how many pieces I'm going to have to handcraft or see what I can do. I'm sure the decals will be total shite. Well, we can see the instructions are quite yellowed. Yeah, there are three engine options. The original 289 small block V8. There's an overhead cam 256 cubic inch engine. That was used in the Lotus Indy race. I don't know if it was ever used in the Ford GT40, but anyway, it's there. And then the big block 427. I'm going to put the 289 in, provided there are sufficient parts. What do we got here? How they built the Ford GT40. Yellowed. Yeah. I actually don't remember this, but you know, it's all coming back to me now. I do remember it was just a superb little kit. And let's see. I know there are going to be pieces on the sprues and off. Okay. Yes, it's all in white styrene. Oh, yeah, partially assembled. I can see there were a few pieces. Okay. I can see the clutch and the gas pedal and the accelerator have been installed. One of the lower wishbones. Okay, the rear lower suspension is sitting in there. Not sure if it's glued or not. This is the bottom tub. Okay. The rear deck. It was good. Nice styrene, you know. As I recall, the Mark II was in black styrene. And I don't remember what color the Mark IV was. Anyway, okay. All right. A ton of loose parts in the baggie. I can see some engine blocks in there. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that most of them are there. Okay. The front wheel, these prototypes had to carry a spare wheel. It was part of the requirements, even though, of course, it would never be used in a race. And it fit right up under the front hood, a midships engine. There's the firewall between the cabin and the engine compartment. Okay. The frame for the windscreen and the gull wing doors. Now the doors did not lift up, but they did have cutouts, and so they went into the top of the roof there. Okay, there's the hood. Yeah, you know. Oh, I can see. Okay, I can see scratch marks here. Well, I guess that's to be expected. Well, I was not holding out any hope, and actually I'd seen a picture of these when I bought it, you know, in terms of what was inside the kit, so I knew the decals were going to be worthless. I'm sure I can come up with something, find something, or paint them. Okay. Hard as a rock, but they aren't. The tire here, but isn't deteriorated. And, okay. Have we got all four? 1, 2. Here are the rear ones, bigger. 3, 4. Oh yeah, spares. Oh, and of course spares. We got some spares. Okay, yeah, because one goes in the front. Okay. Another sprue. Okay. Here are chromed pieces that survived and didn't fall off or haven't been chopped off of the off of the sprue. And what else? There's a door. Another door. How do you like this IMC kit? I wonder if I should send it back to Troy, Michigan. I'm not sure this company I doubt if they even exist anymore. No postage stamp necessary if mailed in the United States. I should test that out. I don't think that's going to work. Anyway, some more chrome and seats. Well, I'm excited, and I am going to, if I get this thing assembled, and I built this as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I'm going to do it in the way that the original cars were raced in unsuccessfully. It was the first year that they were out. And the GT40 was based off of the Lola GT, designed by Eric Broadley. But anyway, this car was in the colors as shown in that year. A white car, American racing colors, a white car with a blue hood and blue trim. And that's what we will do. Car was moderately successful in 65, but all the cars dropped out at Le Mans that year. And then in 66, they swept the first three places. As anybody who has seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari knows all about. So, this indeed is the next project, notwithstanding the fact that the rust primer also arrived. Maybe I'm just finding ways not to go back to that submarine. There might be something to that. But more on this build as we get going. Thanks for watching. And thank you to Model Restorations and to YouTube for popping up on YouTube, for making it pop up on my feed, and for the fellow who has Model Restorations for the beautiful, beautiful projects he does and that he's tackling this one. From what I've seen of his other builds, his build is going to be fantastic. Mine is going to be for nostalgia reasons, which is why I do a lot of my stuff. Thanks again. Bye.